This is Hats Off the Playmakers, your midweek partner with the live show The Playmakers that airs on WANM-FM 90.5 every Saturday from 12:30 to 2 p.m. It's the one and only Jeffrey Hood Jr. repping the DMV and Atlanta area, and I feel so glad to be back. In this episode of Hats On with the Playmakers, we will be recapping the MEAC vs. SWAC game where FAMU took on Norfolk State, as well as discuss their ceiling and floor for this upcoming season, go across the tracks and talk about the devastating loss Florida State took against Georgia Tech, as well as take another deep dive in college football and also discuss the NFL and who we have winning each division. But with that being said, I have some amazing guys to help me with these topics.
What's going on, y'all? Gerald Thomas, GT. They call me 3P, coming out of Savannah, Georgia, 912, the Seaport. Let's get it.
What's going on? It's your boy Jay Scott. Last year I went as a freshman on campus. I'm a sophomore this year, so I got to workshop something new.
You know who it is. Michael Trim Jr., Slim Trim, back in the cut.
And it's your favorite country boy coming straight to you live from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's your boy Hafiz. And we back again. What's happening, Jeff?
Man, it's good to be
Now, what's happening with y'all? Let's start there. What's happening with y'all? How y'all been?
So good to be back.
Man, so good to be back. I ain't gonna lie, my summer was really hectic this summer. Like, it was one of the summers that I just wish I got a break. What about y'all?
I ain't gonna lie, I've been in Tally all summer.
We know you.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
I was actually in D.C. all summer, though.
That's what's up.
And not mostly all summer, because I went to Nigeria first, and then I went to D.C. and North Carolina, and then I came back to Tallahassee.
I took care of a few summer classes, did a little internship, so, you can see my feet wet.
Yeah, summer was smooth, some slight, nothing major.
That's what's up. Now, fellas, FAMU just had a game, week 0. They took on Norfolk State, the MEAC vs. SWAC challenge, where you had Daniel Richardson in his first time being in a Rattler uniform, went 22 for 30 completions and threw for 286 yards and 3 touchdowns. Fellas, what's your thoughts on the game after they won 24-23?
So my thoughts on the game was actually pretty good. It was kind of scary in the beginning, especially in the first quarter, because it just looked like Norfolk State was going to run away with the game. But as far as like a team overall, we need to work on our run defense.
I feel like that was, when we talked about it at the spring game, one of the questions we went into this season were, what are we going to do on defense with the departure of people like Isaiah Major and Gentle Hunt? And I think this game was a good indicator of the team that we can be and things that we need to work on. So it's always a good thing when you can still learn and come out on top. Y'all laughed at me when I said Norfolk was going to give us a run for our money.
We did.
We did. I admit it.
No,
All
I
right.
made it.
All right. Well, I thought it was a good game. Again, we learned some things that we need to do on defense, especially defensive line. I think we changed up some of the stunts and we sent more pressure the second half. We kind of sat back in coverage thinking they were going to throw more. I didn't expect that quarterback to come out. I thought it was going to be Coons before him, but he had an NCAA violation or something.
No, but I mean, Jalen always was their starting quarterback from they announced it before the NCAA violations even came out. But I think that they more so lean towards the run because of their receiving core. That's for one. And two, it's like, why stop something that's not broke?
Yeah.
And because we couldn't stop the run the entire game, they had about 230 yards on us. Like if you like when you watch the game, like being on the side of the end zone, when you actually watch the offensive line and the whole split, it was so open. It's like you could have ran through that. Like any one of us. Like
their center was like 6'5", 300 pounds or something. It was something crazy.
I don't know. I don't think Norfolk is as good as a team that we did. I just felt as though like we didn't wake up to play Norfolk. I just felt as though like we thought that they was just gonna roll over and we was just gonna run the table on them. But Norfolk came in, gave us their best game, and we again. What did we say last year? That it was a tale of two halves. Yep. You get the one FAMU that's good in the first half and just struggling in the second half, but then you get the other FAMU that's bad in the first half and good in the second half. We gotta have complete games again.
You might.
I kind of disagree with what Country said, having a tale of two halves, because this is only game 1, whole new system, whole new starting quarterback, different supporting cast. But before the game started, I thought this was going to be one of them, nasty, get it out the mud type of games where it's going to be a low scoring defensive game. And it was kind of the complete opposite from, what I seen. It was like, our running game wasn't there for the most part. Wide receiving core was really thin in my opinion. So I think this is one of those games where and I think this is how it's going to be for the rest of the season. We see in the NFL when you have a superstar quarterback, you can have that, lack of talent around him. I'm not saying Daniel Richardson's a superstar, but I don't think we would have won this game with Musa last year, with this supporting cast. So I think having Daniel Richardson there, and this is going to sound crazy because, it is one game, but I don't think I've seen Musa play a game as good as Daniel Richardson did.
And this is coming from a guy that's supported.
And no,
Dre
definitely,
Musa
right.
all
No,
last
right. No.
season.
I'm not hating on Musa. I just think he's special.
I'm not gonna lie, Trim. I'm kind of surprised to hear you say that.
But nah,
Exactly.
Musa's nice. He's a
you
game manager.
defended.
He's like that's like going from Jared Goff to
Ooh.
Matthew Stafford. We're gonna
Matthew Stafford's a dog. We'll talk about that later.
right.
G, we was there in person. What was your thoughts?
I felt like FAMU was gonna beat them by a couple of touchdowns, but I didn't feel like it would be a full-out blowout. You know, I went 23-7. It's a blowout depending on who you ask. I don't really consider that as a full domination, but it was a very good game, and I enjoyed covering very good games. So what everybody is saying what the issue is, and it was the run defense, and you know the kind of intel that I've been getting is what they were setting the fronts wrong, you know, in that first half. And I mean, if you look at the stat sheet, FAMU allowed 191 rushing yards in the first half, and
To our like 25 rushing yards. It was crazy.
yeah, and Norfolk only got like 35 yards rushing in the second half. So one thing I know about FAMU is that they're gonna make adjustments.
Yeah.
They're gonna make adjustments. And when Coach Cozy was talking to us in the press conference, he was saying like, you know, the players, you know, as a coach you're on the sideline, but the players are actually seeing it. So, you know, they've gotten that trust of the players to come off the field and say, Coach, this is what they're doing. We should change to this. So it's good to see that your team respond, but you don't always want to be putting yourself in a dogfight like that.
Yeah.
Granted, it is a new system, new coach, new quarterback.
It's growing pains.
It's a whole new team. So yeah, you're gonna go through those moments where it's like, you know, things look kind of bleak, but you know, it's good that he has a team that know they will respond in adversity.
And I was listening to y'all's podcast before, the live show before the game.
I was gonna talk about that.
And he had mentioned, he was like, all right, so we have these returning seniors. We need people to step up. You have a linebacker, Nayron Jenkins. He led the team with tackles for loss. We need players like that to step up. Jamar Gissett had a huge game. Kobe Gross had a big game for us. We're going to need those players to step up later in the season as well.
Yeah, just piggyback off UNG. Spoke on the Playmakers, which was in Atlanta, and my whole thing was how that defensive line is going to look. And what, in just 2 plays, 82-yard touchdown run? I'm like, yeah. And if I'm South Carolina State, speak about the game coming up, if I'm South Carolina State, if I'm Alabama State, Alabama, or anybody we play on the schedule, I'm looking at that game like we got a good chance. If we can run hard and make gaps, we got a good chance of beating this team wherever we're at.
And I'm gonna be real, y'all know about MEAC football. Like MEAC football, they play smash mouth football.
Yeah, and they got big linemen.
South Carolina State led the MEAC in rushing last year, and
I was
Coach
just
Kenneth
about to
Berry,
say, yeah.
who was at Benedict, his Benedict team led the SIAC in rushing too. So expect them to come in and try to run. So if FAMU can hold them up, I think they kind of got all their problems solved with the run defense.
That coach's philosophy, along with a lot of coaches in the MEAC, is ground and pound. They want to have these teams get soft in the beginning, and keep running the ball.
And gas them out.
Exactly. But what really helped us was when the second half we got to our side of the 50, they switched to a 5-man front, and the linebackers were able to fill that A and B gap. Because it's not like they were going east to west, because we have the athletes to cover that side of the field. It's going directly up the gut. So, again, I hope they make the adjustments, because South Carolina State, I've seen them. My dad plays them every year. They run the ball hard.
Yeah, I think week 2 or week 1. I'm sorry.
Week 1, yeah.
It's gonna be another. It's gonna be another tough test for us.
Another dogfight.
And you know, if we can get past that, we just keep the success going throughout the season.
We need Bragg live. I'm not gonna lie. You have to get like a
Definitely.
large crowd for this game.
We need the defense live. Forget the crowd. we need the defense live before the crowd gets live.
It adds to the players and their confidence, and it disrupts whatever the offense is trying to get set up, because a lot of what Norfolk was doing was they were relying on the calls directly off the sideline, so they were getting settled really fast, and we weren't able to adjust. Again, in the run game, you keep going 2-3 yards every drive. You only need 3.5 yards to get a first down.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not necessarily worried about the defense. I mean, Coach Milton Patterson, he's a first-year defensive coordinator at FAMU, but he's been there. You know, he got all the secrets that had them defenses rolling back when they had the Marquise Bells, the Isaiah Majors, and Isaiah Lands. He developed Isaiah Land. He developed Kamari Stevens, who transferred to FBS. He developed Anthony Dunn, who transferred to FBS. He developed General Hunt, who transferred to FBS. So I think he'll get him right. I think he know the temperament. I think they'll have a better performance this week, especially in Bragg. I was talking to them, and they're very excited to play.
Yeah, you don't lose in Bragg.
Yep.
Speaking of your pops, they both beat Howard.
Yeah.
So this is
okay. Wait, well, hold on.
No. I'm just saying, like both these teams
Yeah.
have beat up on the same similar teams. With that being said, though, score predictions. Who you got winning? And a score.
Against SC State?
Yes. South Carolina State, yes.
Okay, because South Carolina State runs the ball so heavy, and we saw this because it worked out for us, we were able to have these long drives that ate up mad clock. So I'm thinking it's going to be a low-scoring game. Give me like 20, 21-14, something around that area right there.
I actually dropped my score prediction today.
And it says?
And I got FAMU 21, South Carolina State 10, and I did a bold prediction. You can look it up on the website.
That's very bold.
FAMU will hold South Carolina State under 100 rushing yards.
Ooh, that is also very bold.
It's on record, so if anybody want to screenshot it, you know what I'm saying?
You added on top of that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to say 21 to 14. I think it's going to be one touchdown
That's
difference.
what I'm saying. I think it's going to be.
I think it's going to be one touchdown difference. I don't know about the 100 yards. I'm not going that deep in the stats, but I will say 21-14. We still keep that home streak alive at Bragg. So
I'm going to say 17-9. That's going to be my score.
17-9.
Yeah.
So you banking on special
be an ugly
teams.
game.
Special teams got to be a big part of the game, which it ended up being a crucial part of the
Gasset
game.
was
Gasset
was putting the offense in great position.
Yeah, I'm going to say 17-9 us.
All right, so I'm telling you right now, Bragg will be rocking, and it will be rocking the whole entire game. The score is gonna be 41-10.
Peace now.
Country.
I'm so sure.
Country. I'm willing to put a seafood ball straight from Louisiana that will not be the score.
All right, hey, listen, I'm trying to tell you.
Unless they get like a fourth boost and they just run away with it towards the end.
No, because I agree with what G said, because they know what South Carolina is gonna do. So what they gonna do? They gonna load that box.
41, that's hot though. Like
and that's why.
That's very
Hey, look,
hot.
it's gonna be hot in Bragg. So
it's gonna be hot literally, but I don't.
I ain't gonna lie. Last time South Carolina State came to Bragg, they got beat 30-7 or something like that.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Country made it seem he brought up the fans like the fans supposed to go on the field and play with us. what? Man, look.
So your score prediction, Tristan, is
27-20.
27.
I'm trying to.
I got FAMU winning this game. South Carolina's gonna be okay challenge, but they're not gonna we're not gonna sweat it for real.
Cause look, they don't have their offensive line pass protection is not what you think it is. They run the ball. They definitely do run the ball. And granted, that's the MEAC in his all. You feel me? MEAC is not a strong offensive conference.
For sure.
So now you come to a SWAC team that love to spread the ball around, let it move fast, let it do this, and then we got a quarterback that love to run.
He'll put a hat on somebody though. If he get out that part, he'll put a hat on somebody.
And then the thing is he keeps the play alive by throwing on the run.
Yeah.
So it's
that's what we didn't have last year.
Yeah, that's what we did not have. Like Moose would just take the sack. Like he never created plays. He never I feel as though like I'm bashing Moose right now. Now we're not even gonna talk about that.
Moose is great.
Moose was great. He brought a championship to FAMU.
Last take, Jalen.
I owe D-Rich an apology because I was very critical on him, especially in the offseason during the spring game. I didn't think he looked great during the spring game, but he proved a lot of people wrong, and I think a strength of that is his experience. G looking over like I told you so.
Y'all said a lot of bad things.
I ain't gonna lie, man. He ain't proved me wrong. I gotta see it again, man. That man throwing against Gerald at DB, man. I ain't sold, man. Do it a couple of more games, then we'll see what we working with.
He would have had 3 picks if he threw against me. He throwing against me.
That man would have had 40 touchdowns.
You was the DB he ran over when he scrambled.
No, you was the DB Jamar. Jamar had a career game. That man had 2 tutties.
Now,
8 catches, 182 tutties. Crazy.
Now, fellas, gonna move across the tracks. Florida State went to Dublin, Ireland, played a team called Georgia Tech, which, my Keeb, if you are listening, I told you about Haynes King, but act like you know. And they lost 21-14. Just thoughts on that game.
He nice in
I'm gonna let y'all
NCAA.
start.
I ain't even gonna lie.
Haynes King, y'all better act like y'all know.
So, I mean, we knew about Hayes. Well, I knew about Haynes King from because he played at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
But that Georgia Tech team didn't surprise me because remember I put it in the chat. Florida State is on upset alert. But he wasn't. No. Wait. I did. I'm saying I wasn't the
Can
only
somebody
one
pull
though.
up the chat right now?
No, I remember him saying
No,
that.
I did.
He said that?
Yes, I said
Country
that.
He did say that.
Country
He
said that, then I followed and say, Haynes King, you better act like you know.
Yeah, he did.
I
That's when everybody
said
started laughing.
No.
I said FSU was on upset alert.
No,
But no,
we
we
never
know you
said you
said that.
did it. We never
know
said
you-
you did.
no,
I'm
we know you
letting you
said
know
it
I said it too. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, Tristan, we know you
No,
said
we
it.
know you said it because you were the first one to say it. And then I was looking at it, I'm like, hey, look, it's not a bad take. And Keeby was calling us all dumb. Like, bro, it's FSU.
And then Jalen was like, man, the only way Florida State losing the game as if DJ has a terrible game.
Was I wrong though?
DJ did not have a terrible game though.
Threw for like 8 yards.
He didn't have
Screen
no, he
merchant.
didn't have no security though.
Bro.
Merchant.
All right. Okay. So time out. So time out. So you gonna put that whole entire game on DJ?
I'm not putting the entire game on, which I'm gonna get to in my points. Too.
My whole thing
Give
is
me the
like.
points then.
My whole thing is like this, right? My bad, Jay. It's like everybody keep trying to put the blame on DJU. Everybody getting on DJU, but let's talk about that fourth quarter when they was down 21-14. He literally went 6 for 8 for 82 yards at 84 yards, and he brought them back. So are we gonna not talk about their run game that couldn't stop a soul? Because they ran the ball to end the game.
Speed.
I guess.
All those transfers from Florida, I mean not Florida, all those transfers from Alabama ain't even come to play. So what are we talking about here? Everybody want to say DJU to go get a job application at McDonald's? Nah, go ahead, let him get a job application at McDonald's and see
I was just about to say that. I heard he was at
and see what Florida State record gonna be.
My thing was that we knew what this Georgia Tech team was going to be going into this season.
We did not.
I feel like
we did not.
With him adding,
I did.
Yeah. Okay. So they didn't do anything. It's not like they put up 40 points on Florida State. They ran the ball, they ran the clock out, and they scored on the last drive of the game. Now, to the point about DJU, it's not solely on him, but he did not create enough plays until the fourth quarter. I will admit he had a good drive. I credit a lot of his issues to the play calling. If you listen, if you listen to the commentary during the game, they were talking about how he sat with Norvell and they went through his best game, his worst game, and things he can improve upon. They obviously did not trust him because he was becoming a screen merchant. We having 8-yard checkdowns and then scramble, throw the ball, run the ball up the middle on third down.
But Jay,
who said that Mike Norvell was a quarterback guru all of a sudden? This man get blessed with Jordan Travis for his first couple of years, and all of a sudden,
even with Jordan Travis, he didn't even get blessed with Jordan Travis. Because even he was making bad play calls when he had Jordan Travis.
I was gonna get to that.
All they kept, like literally, they ran the same plays that they had for Jordan Travis against against Georgia Tech.
Yes.
Like you did 10-yard curl routes, and then you did a post and you did a go ball. That was his whole game plan. And if it didn't work, what you do? A screen.
Cross, screen, dagger, and halfback dive.
And they talking about he had minus 0.1 air yards. I'm like, now we just throwing stupid stats out just to make somebody look bad. Like, what you want him to do when he's following the play calls?
My point was, I'm not surprised by Florida State because we've seen what this team looks like without their superstars. We've seen it against Louisville. We've seen it against Georgia. We've seen it against.
Oh, we saw it against Georgia.
So the fact that they're struggling this early in the season isn't a shocker to me because they don't have the talent they did last year. They don't have a person like Keon Coleman or Jordan Travis to bail them out in these situations.
I think part of it's still mental. I think they still want to prove people wrong from being left out of the playoffs. That's just me.
Oh no, they proved us right.
No, they did.
But I hear what Mike's saying that they overlooked Georgia Tech because they felt like they had something to prove.
Yeah.
So with all them statements being said, what's the floor and what's the ceiling after this ACC loss
for Florida State?
For Florida State.
Oh yeah, they might make the playoffs, but I don't see it happening.
With the 12 teams, honestly, anything is possible.
But like, I still have more.
But that's just a nasty loss though on your resume. It's a nasty loss.
I'm gonna be real. If they don't win the ACC and they get an at-large, they're gonna have to have some convincing wins to get in.
They're not, bro. That's the thing.
But they will based on their schedule though. The wins that they have to beat Miami. They have to beat Boston College. They got to beat
Clemson.
Exactly.
North Carolina.
Don't they play Notre Dame?
They got to play Notre Dame at Notre Dame.
Those are convincing.
So
wins. If they win out, I feel like they have.
The problem with that is, from what I've saw, Georgia Tech, they're going to be a much more improved team than what they were last year.
They're going to be respected.
They caught fire in the bottle last year towards the end of the season. They won a couple of games back in a row, and then they finished it strong with a bowl game win. And what I was telling Mr. Keeby, they returned a lot on offense. Their whole entire offensive line came back. They were number one in ACC in rushing last year, and everybody was high on the transfers. And I'm like, I don't know about that as a reason why you transfer. Unless you're like a Quinshawn Judkins or a Caleb Downs, you have players like that, but in most cases you transferred for a reason. So everybody was talking about, Florida State has one of the best defensive lines in the country. Says who? Who said that? Where's the production? Man, Georgia Tech tried to beat the logo off them boys' helmet, man. But on a serious note, though, I realistically, I don't think Florida State's going to make the playoffs, and I'm calling it now. I think they're going to have about 3 to 4 losses. Mm-hmm. I think Boston College is going to play them pretty close this weekend.
Boston College is going to play them close for sure.
Absolutely.
They don't have a gimme game until, week 10 against Charleston Southern?
Boston College is going to play them pretty close. I expect them to win, but I also expect them to beat Georgia Tech. I said that in the group chat, and Georgia Tech proved me wrong. I knew I should have bet it on my.
Memphis is going to be a close game.
Tristan hit it right on the nail. They're going to lose about 3 or 4 games. I can see them losing to Clemson. Not see them. They're going to lose to Clemson. If I was a betting man, which I am, I think they're going to lose to Miami. I think they're going to lose to Notre Dame. They might lose to UNC. So
you think they're going to lose to Duke?
No.
I got to see what Duke look like week 1. I have to see what Duke and Clemson looks like week 1. The defense for Clemson isn't a problem. It's the offense.
Clemson, we can't judge because they playing against the best team in the country.
But I want to see how the offense looks against the best defense in the country.
Clemson still might win that game, you know?
No, they're not.
I'm not saying it's like...
You want to make a bet?
No, I'm not going to make a bet.
Oh, okay.
No. But Clemson is still Clemson. They still have Dabo Swinney.
That doesn't recruit.
No, you're right. But
they don't really hold as much weight as they used to.
But I think, I think Cade Klubnik is a better quarterback than I think DJ is. That's just me though.
Oh, DJ.
But
okay, I was gonna say
Cam Ward, and that's what it all comes down to, the quarterback position when it comes to the Clemsons and the Miamis. I think Cam Ward is a way better quarterback than DJ. So it's like
I'm in agreement.
So would you say that Cam Ward is the best quarterback in the ACC right now? Then
I mean, last time we seen Riley Leonard. So
I was gonna say
Riley Leonard's not technically in the ACC
he's not
anymore.
ACC.
Oh yeah, my fault.
I'm going with Cam as the best.
I'm gonna say Cam, and that's part of the reason why I have Miami winning the ACC. I think Miami.
That's a pretty.
Hold on to that. We're gonna get into that.
Okay,
I would say we're gonna get into that. Let's finish for the state.
I would say Cade or Cam Ward.
So the ceiling is how many wins?
I say 9.
9.
Yeah, 9.
I say 9 wins either.
No,
but where's the floor though? If you got 9,
the floor, I would say 6 and 6 probably.
That floor looking pretty low.
The ceiling.
Even break at 6 and 6.
The ceiling is probably like 10 wins for me. I think they can probably steal
And what's the floor if you got 10?
7.
I honestly believe this is the season where you see how good of a coach Mike Norvell really is.
Yes.
When they put Mike Norvell in the hunt for the Alabama coaching job, I said absolutely not, because I don't think he's that good of a coach. I think he struck lightning in the bottle with getting a bunch of good players on the transfer portal last year, and it showed because the ACC had a pretty down year, and even when he had those star players, they still struggled to win games. So I was never sold on Mike Norvell, but because before the undefeated season, his seat was getting pretty warm. So
one more thing I want to add. I forgot to scroll down, but Florida too. I think they might lose to Florida.
I was gonna say
stop.
To add to that, I see the ceiling might be like 8 or 9.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like 8 or 9.
I said 9
the
games.
The floor is 6.
Okay.
I think Florida can be really good this year, but
that's a hard thought. But
floor ceiling before we move on deeper in college football.
I'm gonna go 9 to high for wins, and the ceiling is 6. Break even.
So floor is 6. Okay. Now you got some about Power 4 championships. Who you have winning each Power 4 championship games?
Okay, listen. The popular opinion is Miami out of the ACC. But if I've known one thing from watching Miami consistently is that they somehow, some way, find a way to lose to a Georgia Tech or a Pitt. Somewhere in the mix, and that's going to end up hurting them.
Right.
They were the number 2 team in the nation, and they lost to Pitt.
That was years ago, though, man.
What did I just say? It's every time that they have some traction and they're pretty good, they end up losing to a Pitt or Georgia Tech or Virginia.
Yeah. So Virginia was my sleeper team.
Virginia is going to be.
Virginia Tech. Sorry, Virginia Tech. My bad.
However, against my better judgment, I'm still going to go with Miami out of the ACC.
I'm definitely going to go with Miami out of the ACC. I think this Florida game is going to go away, letting us know how the season goes for them. I think Miami wins their game by 2 touchdowns. I just don't think Florida has enough on the offensive side of the ball, and I think that's going to go a long way in showing how their season goes. As far as the rest of the Power 4, I've been going back and forth with a lot of my predictions.
For Big 12?
Big 12, I have Arizona winning. It's going to be between Arizona and Utah.
Arizona's my sleeper.
I wouldn't even necessarily say Arizona's a sleeper because Arizona has one of the best quarterbacks and wide receivers in the nation right now.
I think Kansas State is going to be my one out of Big 12.
Kansas State with Avery Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not opposed to that pick, but I think it's going to be between Arizona and Oklahoma State for the Big 12. For the Big 10, I'm gonna say Oregon right now. I think Oregon's much better. I'm not sold on Ryan Day as a coach. Ryan Day has proven to me, even with the most talent, he blows it. He can't win the big games.
Now he has to get over the hump for the game.
I think this is a gimme year. Like Michigan's down. I think they're gonna beat Michigan pretty handily.
That game is always close. It doesn't matter who's on top.
I'm not gonna say it's always close because the last couple of years Michigan whooped them pretty badly. Well, not this year, but the year before. The last 2 years before that. But so I'm gonna go with Ohio. I'm sorry,
Oregon.
I'm gonna go with Oregon.
Yeah,
Oregon's my pick right now. I think they have a better quarterback. I think they have the Ohio State's defense is better for sure.
That's an NFL caliber defense.
But
right there.
I think offensively, as we see, offense wins games, and really nowadays,
especially
offense wins championships.
10.
So
then wait, time out. See, I have Ohio State winning.
Really?
But
yeah, me too.
So okay, let's break down by position, right? Quarterback, which
I got
quarterback you taking?
Oregon.
Oregon?
I'm more sold on Dylan Gabriel than Will Howard.
Running back position, I think
Ohio
we know
State.
Ohio State.
Clear.
Wide receiver, I think we know Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah.
Yeah.
Tight end group. I'm taking Ohio State.
Who's coming out of that Oregon?
That's what I'm saying. I know now. Ohio State has the big name. Not like let's go back to wide receiver.
Yeah, let's go back.
I think Ohio. I mean, you got it. How you pronounce his last name?
Emeka Mbuka, Brandon Ennis, Cordell.
So let's stop at Emeka.
Oh, yeah.
After that, none of those other receivers are proven. They're young. They were ranked highly coming out of high school.
I mean,
yes.
Tate's been there. Ennis has been in the program.
They're
Jeremiah
both
Smith is
sophomores.
new. I know, but I'm saying they've been in the program.
So it's like they have to prove. Like, don't
Yeah,
get me
true
wrong.
though, yeah.
They have to prove it. I think Oregon has more proven receivers. They pretty much brought
Stewart got to
everybody back.
prove something.
He got to stay healthy.
Evan Stewart got to prove something.
He got to stay healthy.
On Holden. That's
But
actually
that's what I'm saying. They have a really deep and proven receiver room.
Yeah.
And I think if Evan Stewart can stay healthy, he's the best receiver in the Big Ten. Like no questions asked. There's a reason why everybody wanted him coming out of the portal and in high school. So I'm gonna actually give. I know this might be unpopular, but I'm gonna give the nod to Oregon in the receiver room right now. Like Ohio State has the bigger names, yes, but proven like stats backing it up, you got to go Oregon. Realistically,
That's true. With stats backing up, I will take that. SEC, finish out.
SEC winner.
Yeah. Let me hear it.
There hasn't been a team to prove to beat Georgia.
That's what I mean.
Hey,
Other than Bama, I'm just saying.
Here we
Other than Bama,
Well,
but
he's not wrong.
I have Texas winning the SEC right now.
Interesting.
But they also lost two of their running backs. So I think that's going to play it. I really want to, I know it's popular to put Georgia number one. I have to see it. They don't have a proven receiver right now.
I mean, but that's always been a common denominator. It's always been the tight end.
I don't think that's ever been like something that they've
that's been the common
And
denominator.
also, the reason why I have Texas winning is because the one thing that has always been Georgia's Achilles heel is someone with a legit number one receiver. I think Texas has two with Bond and
Golden,
well, Golden too, but I'm talking about the other kid. He a sophomore now. He got the Jets.
Jonte Cook.
Yeah, Jonte Cook. If he can stay healthy, Jonte Cook gonna be something serious. So I think Texas they have an offensive minded coach. The defense has gotten better, but the passing defense is like
Lackluster. I think the defensive line is lackluster too.
But I think if you could put some pressure on Carson Beck, you should be in for a good day. I mean, that's going to be a pretty big game. The Alabama-Georgia game is going to be a pretty big game.
For
But Alabama has a big game that they can't overlook in Wisconsin before Georgia.
Yeah.
Because Wisconsin is going to try to air it out with Van Dyke. They're going to run the ball too, but I think with Van Dyke, they're going to try to air the ball out a little bit more. So I think that'll be an interesting game. But we'll see. Texas is my pick right now.
You might
For the
conference.
For the ACC,
Yeah.
I want to go with Miami. Seems like the popular pick
I thought
here.
they need a clean sweep of Miami, but all right.
It seems like the popular pick here, but I think it'll be like a Miami-Clemson championship game,
Interesting.
and I think Clemson might win that.
Interesting.
But obviously, my runner would be Miami,
Okay.
Well, Clemson does have more experience when it comes to those championship games. So.
Yeah.
and I think it's been a couple years since Clemson has had a really good season. So I think this is the year to come back. Big 12, I'm between two teams right now, Utah and CU.
Who?
CU.
Colorado.
Like Colorado?
Yeah.
See, like, Deion, primetime?
We got Mike back in the building. Mike is back.
We're back, guys.
We're definitely back. He took off the glasses.
Man,
Chill.
man, Colorado.
Year two Colorado, another year in the Pac-12. I mean, not in the
Yeah,
Pac-12,
they say the Pac-12, brother.
but another year in college football. Like, come on.
Not the Pac-12, my boy.
The only thing that they have returning that makes them a legit contender is that they have a decent, not good, decent offensive line this year.
Who got a decent offensive line?
But we don't know. We don't know that yet.
Colorado
They got
offensive
some-
line
they
was
got some dogs-
awful.
they
The
got
only
some
thing you
dogs.
can be after that is decent.
I said that's what I just said.
And that's all they needed.
No, they don't. They need a good offensive line.
They need a consistent run game as well.
Yes, you went to the portal and got half of your offensive line, and you got Jordan Seaton, the freshman, who was the top offensive tackle in the nation coming out of high school.
That's why I also said Utah. I think
Yeah.
Utah is a
Man.
more complete team. So
G,
I
you gotta
think
stop.
I have Utah as my big.
So what about
I-
Arizona?
Utah? Arizona's
Arizona
good.
not sniffing it?
No, Arizona's nice. Arizona's
My
nice.
boy said he didn't say Oklahoma State. He said Colorado.
Nah,
For me, it's between Arizona.
Arizona
and
nice,
Kansas
but
State.
I'm gonna go with Utah.
Okay.
Big Ten, I'm gonna go with Ohio State. My sleeper would probably be Penn State.
Oh Jesus,
That's a sleeper.
that's a big sleeper.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lord have mercy.
and then that's it.
SEC.
Oh, SEC. Yeah.
We're for sure back, guys.
I'm gonna go with Georgia. I mean, it's like not really.
That's about the most respectable
We gotta make
pick
sure
you
we-
had.
But I say like if not Georgia, I say Bama.
I respect that too, brother.
Yeah, we know
Roll
you respect
Tide.
it.
Yeah, I know ball.
Roll
Scott.
Tide.
Out of the ACC, I said Miami. Out of the Big 12, I said Kansas State. Out of the SEC, I said I hadn't seen a team that could prove they can hang with Georgia as of late. I can see Texas, though. And who am I missing? Big 10?
Big 10, yeah.
Big 10, Oregon.
Okay.
Okay.
G knows.
Yeah, for SEC, I'm going to start it off.
FAMU.
I'm not a UGA fan, but I am a Georgia boy, so I'm gonna say UGA gonna win it.
Go Dogs.
For the Big Ten, I say Ohio State. I know they kind of sputtered out a little bit last year, but I think they'll bounce back a little bit and see. I see Tristan looking at me, but I think they're gonna win it. And then for the ACC,
FAMU.
For the ACC, I'm gonna say Miami, but Trim did make a good point. Clemson can be a team that can win it, but I mean we gonna see about Miami.
Are we talking about sleepers too?
I made a lot of good points.
And we gonna see about Miami next week when you go there too. So
What we finna see? The backup? What we finna see?
I was looking at Tristan and I was waiting for him to say
They
something.
even had a backup in by second quarter.
And then Big 12, I'm gonna just say you.
FAMU.
Utah. Okay. For me, SC is obvious, go Dog. ACC, Miami, I think we kind of clean swept that other than who
Me
said
and
somebody.
G.
I think
Other than
Trump
y'all
said
two.
somebody else. Yeah.
Well, I said Miami, but
Which I don't know why.
I said Trim want me to be on his side. I said Miami.
I think
Clemson got a chance too.
I think if anything, Virginia Tech or Louisville got a chance to sneak in there.
That's my sleeper team.
But
Virginia
me
Tech.
saying Colorado crazy?
Yes.
Just a little bit. You
Yes.
gotta just do your research, brother.
Big 12 for me is between Arizona and Utah, but I'm gonna give the edge towards Arizona. I feel like Arizona got a lot going on there.
That's real.
Big 10, I already said it. Ohio State. They just gotta prove. They just gotta show up in the big games. That's all I need them to do is just show up.
Go Buckeyes.
Just show up. Who am I missing? Am I missing anybody?
I think that's it.
That's everybody.
I'm okay.
So, let me ask y'all, who do y'all think is y'all team that's gonna surprise everyone? Trim without saying Colorado.
Oh, Penn State.
I wouldn't say that's a surprise team, though.
All right, cool. Let me go back to the drawing board.
Okay, so I have two, right? My first one is gonna be the SEC. Is gonna be Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is, yeah.
That's what I team Ole Miss. I feel like Jackson Dart got something to prove.
How? That's not.
Is that really a surprise?
I'm about to say
Yeah,
that's
I
not
don't-
No, because it's a consistent three. You have Bama, Georgia, Texas. After that, it's like Ole Miss is like, yeah, it's a thought, but like nobody's gonna really like
Push the
say
Ole Miss envelope.
push that agenda and propaganda. Say yes, Ole Miss is gonna be in there. I said on the Playmakers, everybody was laughing at me. I'm like, okay, just watch.
So I got a question.
Just watch.
Is Florida a surprise to y'all?
No.
Hey, man, stop playing.
Florida's like a long shot. Like
Have you seen Florida's schedule?
I'm looking at it right now.
it's
Ain't no way you think they're gonna be a sleeper team.
And there's no way they can stay healthy through that entire schedule either.
That's nasty.
Yeah, it's a gauntlet, brother.
So,
Well, you got a better chance of FAMU sneaking in the playoffs than Florida State and Florida.
speaking of schedules, my sleeper team out of the ACC is actually NC State. NC State has a very favorable
It
schedule.
is favorable.
I like that.
They
I
really,
like that
they're
pick.
the only tough game for real is Clemson.
I was
Outside
gonna
of
say
that, they got-
Louisville, but I like the NC State pick.
They got Georgia Tech, they got UNC, Duke. One thing that does, because I talked to one of the coaches at NC State, one thing he's not worried about, but like it's going to be a factor is when these long games they got to travel, because they got to travel to Berkeley.
That's a lot. That's
And then
far.
they got Stanford
That's
the
a
next.
hike.
They got Stanford the week over.
They might as well just stay there in California.
You feel
Do
me?
online school.
No, they got Stanford back home, but they have to go across state in the game plan.
Okay.
But
pretty
they have
hefty.
a really favorable schedule where they don't have a lot of heavy hitters, especially earlier in the season when a lot of these teams are going to be toppling down.
Yeah.
Because Miami still has to play Florida State, and even though Florida State isn't the team that they were last year, I still think it's going to be a competitive game, and that can go either way.
That's true. What about you though? On your own question.
Me?
Yeah.
I said Louisville, but I do think that NC State pick ain't bad. I'm looking at the top 25 now. No one's showing love to Kansas. They brought a lot back too.
Kansas is going to be a good team.
Kansas brought a lot back. That's like also like a legit pick for the Big 12. Like I think they might make some noise. But no, wait. I'm tripping. Missouri is my sleeper team this year.
I did forget about Missouri.
The defense is a problem, but their offense is going to be legit. Like
They're
legit.
looking back to like Drew Lock days on offense.
Yeah, like no, they're gonna sling the ball around. They're gonna run the ball. They're pretty much gonna have their way on offense. It's just the defensive side of the ball. I think if they can get out of the SEC with 2 losses, as a playoff team.
But you know what? It's really 11 slots because they keep, I forgot the rules. They keep one at-large bid for the winner of the AAC.
Yeah. For the
So it gets competitive. And
I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't want to see no AAC team.
That is
Hey, listen, hold on. My AAC
true.
pick this year is USF.
I do not want to see USF playing Georgia in the first round.
Getting smashed mouth.
I want to see it. I mean, they go to Tuscaloosa this year, so we can see what they can do against the top tier SEC
Yeah,
team.
we gonna see by the first half what they can really do.
I keep telling you, y'all say, oh yeah, man, USF put up a fight against Alabama last year. Like, we had a lacrosse player as our starting quarterback in that game.
Come on, man, don't use that.
Bro, how many 5 stars do you have on your roster where a quarterback is making that much of a difference?
That's the most important position.
They have you back there, quarterback, and I'm still with.
Hold on, it was raining too, so it's not like he's airing the ball out.
Well, they were throwing it. Did you watch the game?
Yes, I did.
They were throwing the ball. They tried to get him involved in the throwing game. He just couldn't get anything going. The team was not behind him at all.
And when that stopped, they tried to run the ball, and that didn't work
I
until the
guarantee
fourth
you,
quarter.
Alabama beats them by 4 touchdowns.
That's not what I'm saying. What
You
I'm
wanna make a
saying,
bet?
no, I don't want to make a bet.
You're always trying to make a bet.
Right.
I told you I only gamble if I know I'm gonna win.
Speaking about Alabama, I'm gonna
to
start
me.
with you, Tristan.
Talk to me.
What's Alabama gonna look like this year as DeBoer, as the head man now?
I think Jalen Milroe is going to be improved as a passer. I think they're probably going to lean a little bit on the running game to start the season off.
Yeah,
you
they got
have
some
2
dogs back there.
You got 2, really 3 if you can include Richard
3,
Young.
oh, yeah,
but I don't
3.
think that they're probably going to implement Richard Young as much in the beginning parts of the season.
Yeah.
You got Jam, you got Justice. I've been hearing stuff out of camp that Ryan Williams is really like him.
No, yeah.
Like he's him. I think. Oh Jesus. Jesus Christ. I think the biggest thing, and we all know, is the secondary. The secondary is young.
It's always been a problem.
You got Malachi coming back. I mean, if Nick didn't leave, I think they would have been fine because they would have had everybody pretty much coming back except for Terry and Kool-Aid. But with Caleb Downs leaving, you had a couple of DBs transfer out. We kind of short, so if someone get hurt, it's kind of like,
I feel like that's always been Alabama's Achilles heel when it comes to whenever they have an issue or something. It's either quarterback identity or the secondary. And this year, I think it's going to be the secondary.
But I will add, I heard a lot about in camp that Xavier Brown is
I heard
guy.
I heard he like pretty much locking up CB2. I heard Mbakwe not too far behind either.
Yeah.
They put a lot of faith in Damani Jackson. I don't know why, because he was barbecue chicken at USC. I'm not. He was barbecue chicken at USC. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm gonna trust him. Nick said he was at the scrimmage and he said the secondary is not gonna be as much of a problem as he thought it was. It's just if someone gets hurt, then that's where issue comes at. We're fine at linebacker.
What about defensive line?
We're fine at defensive line. I've heard a lot about LT Overton. I heard he's like actually really improving. We have
He's a
depth.
dog.
We have depth on the defensive line, so I'm not worried about it. It's just the secondary, especially when you play teams like a Georgia, when you play Missouri, Tennessee, LSU. You got them back to back to back. That Missouri game is gonna give us problems. Like Luther Burden is just a matchup problem everywhere he goes. It don't matter where he at. So I'm interested to see how they look against them. The ceiling is probably like 11-1. I think realistically though, we probably lose 2 to 3 games.
Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule. You guys are at Wisconsin, like we spoke about. Y'all play University of Georgia, which we will be at that game.
Hopefully,
Y'all play Tennessee at Tennessee.
that's gonna be a tough game. Rocky time.
That's the game. I just can't get my odds up there. I'm looking at the game like it's gonna be nasty.
I know we all love Nico, but I got to see him do it on a consistent
I was
basis.
confused. Why is he in the Heisman odds right now? Is he that good? I haven't watched a lot of.
I mean, I've seen 707. I've seen
right, but he hasn't
high
played
school
a college
film.
snap
But
yet.
No, he has. He has.
Oh,
He took over for Joe Milton last year at the
Okay.
end. I got to see it more. It's easy to come out there and do that when no one scouted against you. Like, no, we don't have no film against you. So now,
folks got film now.
Yeah.
It's a whole different story.
and also you Tennessee has to like identify their number one receiver. So
Yeah.
it's like
I mean, you don't think Squirrel White got it?
absolutely not. But I mean, he's probably a number one receiver, but I don't think he's like a true number one receiver.
Who is it? McCoy then? The next man?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who. They have to discover that. They have to figure that out themselves, So I don't know. I do think the Tennessee game's gonna give us problems. They always give
Oklahoma
us problems.
at Oklahoma too. That's
I ain't worried about them. I'm not
Okay.
worried about them.
in
at all.
Norman is kind of crazy.
yeah, in Norman. That's what I'm
Oh, it's
saying.
in Norman this year?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what?
Oklahoma.
I'm glad that the secondary is gonna go through these bumps and bruises this year because next year they're gonna be fine. I think next year the problem's gonna be linebacker because you got Deontay leaving and Jihad's probably gonna leave too if he balls out, which I think he is. He might be a second, third round pick. It's really just getting the players the experience they need, but I think we'll be fine though.
Floor and ceiling for Alabama.
Floor, I'm gonna say unless something goes really no, because they have about 4 games they can lose. I said like 8-4, honestly. And then ceiling, I give them like 10-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ceiling 10 wins and floor 8 wins. I mean, Coach DeBoer, when he came into Washington, he kind of had a rebuild on his hands, and he kind of turned him around immediately in those 2 years he was there. This time, he don't necessarily have a rebuild on his hands, but he's going to put a new identity on it, but it's going to take time to get
I think this Alabama team is gonna have a lot more swagger. Like they're gonna have some more fun on the sideline.
The biggest difference is he has talent. Washington, he had bits and pieces. Like you had Penix, you had
Rome.
Yeah, you had the wide receiver group. I think but he had to develop them because when he got there, they had just won like one game in the previous year. So the fact that they upgraded, they went like 10-3 his first year. Then the second year they're in the national championship. I think that says a lot about him as a coach. It'll be interesting to see like what looks different. I think the offense will look completely different, and I think Jalen Milroe will look more confident. But also, I think if Jalen Milroe gets hurt, I think with Ty Simpson bagging him up, I think we'll be fine. So I think we do. Other than Texas with Arch Manning, I think we probably have one of the better quarterback rooms in the nation.
Ceiling 12-0. Floor 9-3.
12-0.
Sheesh.
Yeah, because if they beat Georgia, I don't see them losing.
For me, I think the ceiling is 11. For me, I think the floor is no more than 9.
Mike, I can't agree with you on that because even if they do beat Georgia, Missouri, and
Texas and Oklahoma.
Not even Texas. We don't play Texas.
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee and Missouri. Their offenses are like they don't. Georgia's Georgia at the end of the day. They want to run the ball at the end of the day. That's pretty much Kirby Smart is Nick Saban. Mm-hmm. So he wants to run the ball. That's what he want to do. That offense isn't going to be as potent as a Missouri, as a Tennessee, or maybe even an LSU with Brian Kelly. So I think it's a chance that we can slip up somewhere in between, especially with how young the secondary is. I think it's a very high possibility that we can lose 1 or 2 games. So, that's just my little input.
And just to close out the college segment, fellas, what week 1 game you guys looking forward to? Just end it out.
I'm really looking forward to Miami and Clemson. Miami and Florida. I really want to see how Florida look because if Florida go out here and get blown out, I don't think Billy Napier is going to last past week 5. But if they put up a fight, we'll see.
He's not wrong.
It's just how he said it.
I'm for it. Like,
it's how you say maybe want to laugh. That's why I was holding it in.
Florida has a career of getting rid of their head coaches like midway through the season.
Yeah, if he loses this game by 3, I think they're gonna lose by 2 touchdowns anyway. I just think Miami has too much. But I know I was talking to somebody. They was like, I think Ben Hill Griffin Stadium plays a part in that. Florida's defense is better than what a lot of people give them credit for.
Yep.
But it's the offensive side of the ball I'm worried about.
Yeah, they got solid at quarterback. They just gotta get
it's the offensive side of the ball I'm worried about.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
And I think if they can look respectable, then maybe Billy can last throughout the year. I think he's going to get fired at the end of the year anyway because I just don't think it's a realistic expectation for him to win 6 games.
They taking the AD with them, too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and piggyback off of Tristan, the Miami and Florida game. I mean, I want to see how Cam Ward does in new scenery. And, I guess work-wise, I got to watch the Miami game, too, since I got to cover the game next week. So
makes sense. You might.
I just want to throw a point out there. What if Florida beats Miami?
Then Cristobal will be fired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Either way, somebody gonna get fired.
Somebody, whoever lose that game, that seat gonna be in flames.
Okay, but yeah, that's the popular game. But obviously, I'm gonna go with CU and Norfolk.
North Dakota.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's my sleeper games. I think it's gonna be a big game because Colorado has a legit chance to lose that game.
That's true. You, Jay Scott?
Underrated game. Notre Dame, Texas A&M.
I was gonna say that. Nobody's gonna say it.
Great game.
I don't think that game gonna be that close.
And LSU not LSU USC. Clemson and Georgia.
Oh, Clemson Georgia.
That's the game to watch.
I think that LSU Clemson game, LSU USC game, that's gonna be a hot seat game too.
South California.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Mine is Notre Dame versus Texas A&M. I mean, you got Mike Elko versus his former quarterback.
Yep.
Riley
a lot of good
Riley
lines in that game.
And Riley is going to Texas A&M, which is the hardest stadium to play in.
And Ahmad, if you're listening to this, I also want to let you know if Riley Leonard did not get hurt against Florida State, y'all would have lost the game.
That's true.
And we wouldn't have. Yes, you would have.
Now that being said, fellas, we're having some NFL talk.
Woo-woo.
1 week before the season starts, fellas, but this question has been on my mind the whole entire summer. I have a friend that's a Dolphins fan, and I give him bad rap all the time. But which quarterback are you taking? Because they were one and 2 picks right next to each other. Which quarterback would you rather build around? Justin Herbert or Tua Tagovailoa?
That's tough because when we first started having this conversation, it was Herbert.
Right.
But now the tables, I think it's about
what tables in turn for me.
Me personally, I know everybody's like, oh well, Herbert he's a prototypical quarterback. He's like 6'6".
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He got the arm. He had the big arm. But in college, I didn't see enough from him. And I know that's part of because of Cristobal. But Tua, since he stepped foot on the field in the national championship game, Tua was if it wasn't because of injuries, Tua probably would have been a number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Burrow had that great season. But before the injuries, the biggest concern with Tua was injuries. Mm-hmm. So me personally, I'm gonna take Tua just because accuracy is never a problem with accuracy. More complete. I just like Tua a little bit more, and he got a little bit more swagger to him than Justin Herbert.
I'm not hearing all that swagger, man.
I smell bias.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm not biased. I think Tua's a better quarterback.
Talk to him, Trim.
Herbert, he's had ample opportunities to, get his team into the playoffs, and he hasn't done it. I just think
Talk to him, Trim.
Tua, even before he got Mike McDaniel,
They don't hear you.
they made the playoffs, I believe. So
I'm about to say something.
They don't hear you in the back.
he's one of, if not the most accurate quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, Trim.
Yeah, that's true.
When it comes to precision and putting the ball on the money,
Yeah,
I'll
true.
give him that.
Tua's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think,
That's it.
the size is a concern. The injuries is probably the biggest weakness on Tua.
Oh,
He was healthy last year.
But-
No, there's a bigger
but-
weakness
but
he
I
got.
don't- but
I was
outside-
gonna say it.
But outside of that, I think Tua's a better quarterback.
Jalen, go before I say what I gotta say.
This is tough because I would normally go to say, aside from the players themselves, you want to build a team around a quarterback. Miami is one of the best places to do that with the amount of support that they have from the local community, the coaches that want to be in that area. They have a history across all organizations of developing players. So I'm going to go with Tua here, also with the accuracy, and I feel like he's been more tenured as a successful quarterback as compared to Herbert.
G, it ain't finna be a clean sweep, so G.
I second what everybody's saying. Don't take it.
All right, I guess I'm the only person then.
He's on his
Tua,
third.
he's a winner, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Herbert's
he
on
wins
his third
games,
coach.
He not won a natty. I mean, Herbert.
On his third coach.
Talk to
Yeah.
him, Jeff. What you got on your mind, brother? What you got on your mind,
you
brother?
win games. Yeah, he's a winner against below 500 teams.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, but if
I
he
mean,
would
shoot.
have lost,
And
you would be
Justin-
calling for his
and
job.
Justin Herbert is below 500.
He had Brandon Staley.
So
He's a horrible coach. Horrible. Are we in agreement on that?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Exactly.
They made the playoffs his first year.
I mean, I would look good being up in Carolinas of the world, the Raiders. I go 10-1 too, but 1-6 against 500 teams. 1-6. Don't even get me started when it gets cold.
yeah, but
You know when it gets cold.
I think a big part of that
He
is the
ain't
weather.
even there.
The big part of that
Hey,
is the
what's-
weather,
But
brother.
Hey, I gotta-
you got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat, though.
I'm saying.
No, I'm not hearing that.
I got a
When
question,
it's
Jeff.
75 degrees and above, and it's
How?
not
You
in
gotta get in the
Miami.
playoffs if
I
you
got a
don't
He's
beat
question,
not
Jeff.
playing. He's
I got
not
a question.
What?
What's Herbert playoff record?
You have a point.
Okay.
You have a point too. No, I'm not disagreeing that. You have a point, but the brother doesn't show up when you need him. Every time it's a good team over 500 to a fold. Against the Titans. The Titans game was don't get me started with the Titans game. That game was bad. But when you're 1-6 and you think you're one of them top guys, which I don't think he is, when the record says 1-6 right there by itself against 500 teams, you're not that good to me.
Well, I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback.
He's not even top 10.
Yes, he is.
Whoa.
He's not top 10.
He's not.
No.
You're crazy.
No.
Come on, Tua.
Yes, Tua. No.
You wild there right now.
No.
Name the 10
I was
quarterbacks better.
just about to say, name the
Pat,
Okay.
Okay.
Lamar.
Hold on, let me stop you there.
Okay.
We're gonna automatically give you Pat, Lamar,
Burrow.
Burrow.
I'll give you
CJ.
Stroud.
CJ
Yep.
who?
Stroud.
No, Stroud's better. Stroud's better.
I'm gonna give you Pat, Lamar, Josh and
Allen
Burrow.
5.
I'm gonna give you them
That's 5 right
4.
there.
I'm gonna give you them 4.
I'm already at 5.
No, we're not putting Stroud in there off of one season.
I'm putting Stroud up there. I'm putting J Love up there too.
J Love.
I agree.
Jordan
Love.
Jordan Love?
No, Jordan Love. No.
Hey, we're stopped.
Jordan,
No, we're
no,
done.
no, no,
We're
no,
done. We're
no,
done.
no, no, no. Jordan
Love.
Love's better.
Jeff
I didn't
just does
stutter.
not like Tua. That's
I
all
didn't
this is.
stutter.
There's no way
I
you're
didn't
putting.
stutter.
Jordan Love's better.
Absolutely
I
not.
didn't
And CJ Stroud's better.
I didn't
Absolutely
stutter.
not.
I didn't stutter.
Okay, continue. Who else?
I'm putting Super Bowl champion Matthew Stafford in there.
Yeah, he's
Oh
be-
my
he's
God.
better. He's better.
I'm actually hearing that.
Why
No.
are we hating?
I hear that over Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we hating for right now? Y'all gonna hate this one.
Don't say that.
No, you about to say Jalen Hurts.
No, Jalen Hurts in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's questionable too.
Jalen Hurts in there, but it's questionable. But he's in there.
Who you about to say?
Who you gonna say? Don't say Dak.
No,
Don't
you
say
about to, you about to
and
say
don't
golf.
say
You about
Brock.
to say golf? He about to say golf?
No. Yo, if you bring up, bro.
Who he about to say golf?
Dak's in there.
Okay.
Stop.
No, Tua's better than Dak.
Dak's in there.
Okay.
Even though I don't like Dak, but he's in there respectfully.
Okay.
You know I got it 10. I don't think it needs to be said.
Say it.
Oh, no.
Purdy.
No.
Brock
No.
Purdy.
No.
I don't think it needs to be said.
Purdy's a bottom 15 quarterback or 16, however many teams in the NFL. He's bottom 16.
I'm finna walk out the studio. I'm finna walk out the station.
You can put about 20 other quarterbacks
Hey, hold on.
in
Wait,
that
wait,
situation.
wait. I bet you if the San Francisco 49ers had Tua, they would have won the Super Bowl.
I bet you.
I bet you we wouldn't.
You're crazy.
Tripping.
Because you know why? Because you know why? We play against 500 teams in the playoffs, we're gonna lose. I'm already knowing that's gonna
Bro,
happen.
wins is not a quarterback stat.
Wins not a quarterback
I don't
stat.
know about
It's
that
not.
one, Mike, but-
What? See, now you can't side with him no more after that statement. Yeah,
It's
No. I agree with Mike when saying like Brock Purdy is not better than Tua. That's a crazy statement. That's your biasness showing.
It's not crazy. I have him at 10.
10
It don't matter. Saying Brock. First of all, we put a question mark next to Jalen.
over Rodgers.
Yeah.
I'm putting a question mark next to Jordan Love. I'm putting
Aaron Rodgers
3 question marks next to Jordan
I'm
Love.
putting the exclamation point that
I'm putting a question mark next to CJ. I love CJ, but putting them over Tua already is crazy to me.
I'd take Aaron on one leg over Brock Purdy.
So you got 4 questionable picks off rip. Dak, CJ, Jordan, and Brock.
Dak is in there.
Stop.
Dak is in there.
Dak has also been in the league since 2014.
I'm still
2016.
taking. I'm still taking Dak.
No, Dak been there. Oh, is it? Yeah, 2016. You're right.
Because the same year the Warriors had that good year, it was the same year he got drafted.
I'm taking Dak. You can hate it, but 2 is 11.
Bro, Brock Purdy's
2
not
is
top
11.
10.
Brock Purdy's top 10, bro. And then Matthew Stafford isn't questionable either.
I don't think.
Nah, Matthews, he's in there.
No, Tristan said something about
I
Matthew
think that's.
Stafford.
He got the Super Bowl win, but if you take the Super Bowl win away, what has Matthew Stafford done?
Consistent. He's been consistent. I mean, he's been with
I feel like
Detroit Lions for the longest.
If you want a solid quarterback, like who just plays his role and is
Like Matthew
builds his
Stafford's that
teammates around
guy.
him, yeah.
I think after the big 4 quarterbacks, I think Matthew Stafford's probably 5.
What are you talking about? Like big
That's debatable.
Herbert. I mean, not Herbert. Whoa, no.
That's debatable.
Burrow,
Oh, I got you.
Lamar.
Yeah, I got you.
After them, I think it's Matthew Stafford.
That's debatable. But yeah, that's mine. I mean, I don't see Tua top 10. He's top 12. He'll be at 12 for me. I put Herbert at 11, Tua at 12. But
That is
Brock
crazy
Purdy's
to
not
me.
top 10, bro.
Purdy's top 10.
You're biased.
Well, how's Brock
I'm
Purdy
not
top
biased.
10?
He's top 10.
Hey, your response right there just hey, biased.
He's top 10. Believe me, guys. Like, he's top 10. He shows up when it matters most. I mean, he's shown that throughout the playoffs. We were down both games. He showed up. If it wasn't for him showing up, we would have lost both.
Will you take
respectfully.
CJ over Bryce? Would you
I'm
take
not
CJ over
delusional.
Brock?
No, I'm not. Come on now. You know I'm realistic with this, though.
So
Like,
you want to take a CJ over Brock?
I'm taking CJ. Yes.
I think if you put Bryce Young in that situation, Bryce Young would look.
No.
He'd look phenomenal.
No.
He'd look great.
No.
He'd look great.
He's not lying.
He'd
If
look
you give
great.
Bryce Young a better offensive line and more weapons, who was Bryce throwing to last year? Country? He was throwing it to Country.
And I was in the slot.
You feel me? And Gerald was his running back.
And Jalen was blocking.
No, Gerald was. Jalen was the coach.
Hold on. Whoa.
Huh?
Wait a minute.
I didn't have to come in here and catch a straight.
All I'm saying is we need to be more realistic because y'all did the same thing to Mac, and now Mac look like somebody right now.
Who he look like? The backup?
He look like a pretty good. He look like one of the best backups in the league. Yeah, for sure.
That's look like the backup. That's what he looks like.
All I'm saying, you give these receivers something to work because they said the same thing about Tua. When Tua didn't have nobody to throw to, y'all give him
And
time.
he has Tyreek Hill. He's still losing.
He got a point.
And Mike McDaniel. He's still losing.
First of all, Tua didn't have no receivers, and his coach was like
Awful.
I'm about to say his coach was
Awful.
like
And now
tearing
look
him
at him.
apart.
Cool, Brian Flores, yeah,
wait,
terrible. Okay, that's fine.
wait.
You have Mike McDaniels and Tyreek Hill. Now you're 1-6.
Wait. Time out. So Tua's first season, he was kind of plagued with injuries. Then the next season, he got Jalen Waddle. Then after that, he got Tyreek. So it's like we never
And
really.
Mike McDaniels. You got to add Mike McDaniels. to the
So we
coach,
never
too.
really could say Tua never really had a receiving core because he always had Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill together.
Waddle was a rookie.
It doesn't matter. Waddle still had 100 catches for 1,000 yards.
And how he get
Who
it?
was throwing exactly?
I'm saying you can't say Tua didn't
Who
have
threw him the ball?
weapons.
But listen, country. This is the question, right?
Okay,
Who would you build around? Justin Herbert or Tua?
Tua.
Exactly.
I mean, Justin Herbert came into a pretty good situation.
Thank
and
you,
couldn't
Allen.
do nothing.
Thank you. Hey, that is not what Jeff did. Not want to hear that.
He had Brandon Staley as his head coach, man.
Bro.
Everybody know he's not a good
Who
coach.
Tua had his head coach?
Wait.
He had Brian Flores and still made the playoffs.
Okay. Wait. This is the thing that I don't like. Why, when we talk about Justin Herbert, we don't inflate his stats, but we inflate everybody else that's around him.
What?
We want to. They say, oh, he had all these stats, these numbers, these whoop de woo, wop de wop. But I'm talking about his numbers.
Okay.
I'm talking about his numbers. But then you want to put the blame when it comes to wins and losses on his coach.
That real, no?
His offensive
Look,
coordinator.
Jeff
But his coach made some bold head decisions.
No. The better question was he put. Let me tell you. I don't. We got the top 10 over.
We got the top
over
10
Tua.
because I
we
said
got
something.
Lamar, Given, not Fields. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Pat, Given,
Pat,
Josh,
Mahomes, Burrow,
Burrow,
Allen,
Allen.
and this is where it gets tricky. I want to say the 4 questionable names. Dak.
Okay.
It's not questionable.
It's not questionable.
Thank you.
Stafford.
Thank you.
Stafford.
I don't see how that
And
is
Stafford ain't questionable
I do.
either.
Dak,
Stafford.
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy not in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's not even in the
CJ
conversation.
Stroud.
He is in the conversation.
I think it's too early for CJ Stroud to be in the conversation.
Jordan Love.
Way too early.
Thank you, country. Look at Jeff. 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 Look at Jeff.
Like Jeff, like if we being for
man.
real, if we being for real, it's really the league is really a top 8 quarterbacks and everybody else. I say Brock Purdy is leaning towards the top 10.
I say Brock Purdy is leaning
Thank
towards
you.
everybody else.
Exactly.
That's everybody else, the top 10, sir.
Purdy in like
No.
Purdy
He
in like
said
the
top 8.
Minshew's, the
He didn't
Jet
say top
Dogs.
Okay, so he's in top 10. He basically said top 10. That's 9. 10,
I mean, I got, but the thing is with Jordan Love is like I get it. Jordan Love had a bad start to start the season, but like the end part of the season is when he really like showed
That
he
boy
was
was
good.
showing out against y'all.
He definitely
Like he was playing
was.
backyard football.
Man, that man was throwing. He was closing his eyes and somebody was
You
open.
feel
Like,
me? That boy look like Daniel Richardson against
Man.
Norfolk. What? Hey.
nah, but check me out though. I feel as though a quarterback that is overrated is Justin Herbert. Like I've been said that, and I'm still on the verge
I
of
agree with you, brother.
still keep saying it because you can't keep putting blame on everybody else, but the quarterback in itself. Like, how you gonna say, oh, he came into a situation, then had no help? I'm like, what more help did you want him to have? He had an all-pro receiver. He had
Talk to
a Pro Bowl receiver.
Talk to him.
He had a great offensive line.
Talk to him.
And he had a good running game.
Preach, boy.
So it's like, what more did you want him to have? But then you talk about Tua, who came into a
man.
dysfunctional situation. He was injured, and he built the team that was around him.
Now, Tristan, let me ask you this, Tristan.
Oh Lord.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
If roles were reversed and Justin Herbert was in Miami, would he have a 1-6 record right now?
Yes.
With
Yes.
Mike McDaniels,
Yep.
Yes.
Tyreek Hill,
Yes.
and Jalen Waddle.
Yep.
Yes.
He'll probably be 0-7.
Hey, you wanna know why I say yes? It's because he did have that in LA. What more do you want? And then on top of that, their schedule was weak.
Preach. He don't hear you, country.
He didn't have to go against Buffalo twice.
Oh, I hear you.
The only person he had to face twice was the good. Well, that's just a bad man in himself. We don't need to talk about that guy.
Who you talking
Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes.
Oh, okay.
He is Pat Mahomes and everybody else in my eyes. Like I'm not
Talk
even
to
gonna
him,
lie.
country. He don't
So
hear you.
it's like this. If you have you in a weak division at that too. Who besides the Kansas City Chiefs? Who is giving the Kansas City Chiefs a run for their money?
Hey, man.
You got what you want to say? The LA Vegas? I say LA Vegas. What's it called?
Raiders.
Yeah, Vegas Raiders. Whatever they call. My bad. You got the
Broncos.
whoever they is.
So the AFC East is good?
The AFC East.
Yes.
I mean, you got 3 teams. You got Buffalo, New York, and Miami.
No, when he was there. This was before,
If I'm not
the Jets.
if I'm not mistaken,
If I'm not mistaken, Miami always has the AFC East on lock.
No,
and
no, no.
all of a sudden they blow it.
what I'm saying, if I'm not mistaken, did the year the Tua come in, was that the year Tom Brady left, or Tom Brady was still there that 1 year?
I want to say he left.
You want to say he left?
I want to say he left
Cause Pat, no, he was there. He was there. Tom Brady was still there.
for a year and then he left the
Yeah,
following year.
So you still had the Patriots and you had the Buffalo Bills, because that's when Josh Allen was ascending.
Yeah.
So you take that away that 1 year from Tua, but ever since then Miami has always been some type of contender.
And then they choke it. Add that too.
I'm not disagreeing that, but you can also add Tua was also injury play with concussions. Let's not forget about that.
I'm not forgetting about that.
Josh Herbert has had a so far healthy career till last year. Last year was the first time he wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
So
Finger issues, yeah.
me personally, I don't think that he wasn't healthy. I just felt as though they didn't want to destroy him anymore, so that's why they just placed him on IR. Like which is actually smart. You feel me? Because their season wasn't going anywhere. But I'm still taking Tua any day of the week. Even though and you know I'm an LSU fan. I hate seeing Bama players prosper. But when they do, I give them their credit. You will?
All right, well, enough with that. We're going to now end off the show with division winners, early prediction division winners. AFC East, who y'all got?
AFC East.
AFC East.
Miami Dolphins.
Tristan?
Oh, my phone did.
Miami.
Wow. Okay.
Dolphins. Hesitant Dolphins.
Wow. All right. G, please. Don't say you're going to second with everybody.
FAMU.
G, who you got?
I'm going to disappoint you, Jeff. I'm going to say Dolphins.
But nobody's going to say the Jets.
I was gonna say the Jets.
Nobody's going to say the Jets.
I'm not saying the Jets.
No, ain't nobody
I'm not
saying the
saying
Jets.
I'm not saying the Jets.
Shaky Jets. Shaky
I
Jets.
don't know, dog.
I'm only choosing Jets because of healthy Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
That's what I'm banking
bro.
That's what
Yeah,
you're banking on.
I'm
You're
banking on
banking on
healthy.
it.
You got to hope he
Aaron
come
Rodgers.
back healthy for real, though.
I'm banking on
And
that.
the same Aaron Aaron Rodgers. So you can be healthy, but
Yeah.
you can't be the same Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. AFC West, I think it's
I mean,
a sweep.
Yeah.
it's a sweep. Kansas City.
Come on, bro.
AFC North.
Nah, I'm playing, bro. I got Denver winning.
All right, anyway.
All right.
AFC North.
Hey, man.
I'm actually curious to see what everybody
It's
says.
the return of Burrow. I'll give you the Bengals.
Ooh.
Man, give me the Ravens, man. I ain't finna play with you.
Ravens.
Ravens, yeah.
I got Cleveland.
Whoa. All right.
Y'all laughing. Well, I don't see what's so
I'm
funny.
looking at
Why you got
I'm looking
Cleveland,
at G.
I believe that shit with Deshaun Watson.
Don't even worry about it, bro. Hey, what's the next division, man? Don't even worry about it.
I can't even plead my case.
Nah, bro, we ain't trying to hear it, bro.
AFC South. This should be very interesting,
Houston.
too.
I don't think it's gonna be interesting.
I wish Austin was
Oh,
here.
no, Houston.
Houston. Like,
Houston.
what are you
Oh,
talking
I
about?
thought you were going to say, like, okay.
Who you thought we was gonna say?
The Titans?
That man thought I was gonna say the Titans.
No.
No, he thought we were gonna say
Jags.
Indianapolis.
I was going to say, yeah, Indianapolis.
No, bro. You the only person that sold on Anthony Richardson.
They are.
Hey, look, Anthony Richardson ain't even sold on Anthony Richardson.
You feel me? No,
But nah, I'm going to Texas.
I don't think we're getting
Yeah, I
to that
definitely got
question.
the Texas.
I don't think we're
Yeah.
getting to that question, but you said there's what QB or what person year 2 to 5 you expect to take a jump to this upcoming season.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson.
Me?
I don't think Anthony Richardson. I think Bryce Young.
Nah, I got a Richardson, but it ain't Anthony. It's Daniel. That's my pick.
I can't take this man serious. NFC East. NFC
Come
South.
on now. Oh, you say NFC East or South?
East. The
Come on
least.
now.
NFC East, the least, yeah.
The Eagles. Come on now. Say
Yeah,
no.
I got the Eagles.
No trick question.
Eagles.
I got the Eagles.
Go ahead, say it. You know you believe it too. Come on.
All right, so y'all already know what I'm gonna say.
I mean,
but
I feel it though. Cowboys, I feel it.
I'm not saying the Cowboys. It's the
He's
Eagles.
Eagles. Come on now. Hey,
Because
he'll tell you a joke, but never a lie.
but the thing is, when it comes to the NFC East, it has not been a repeat winner since 2004.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
if you
man, forget what he talking about. The Eagles next.
NFC West. Come on, guys. Let's say it together.
I got the Cardinals, man.
I definitely got.
I got the
Oh
Cardinals,
my
man.
God.
Either the Cardinals or the Seahawks.
Let's say it together, man.
Who the other? I got the Rams.
You got the Rams
I
for
got
sure,
the
for sure,
Rams.
for sure.
All right, they trolling, fellas.
We not trolling. We not trolling.
49ers, that's me. I mean, that's.
I got the 49ers. I
I
got the
do.
Seahawks.
I
do got the
Seahawks in
49ers.
second.
49ers.
Yeah, yep, that's what I like to hear.
We got one more conference, don't we?
No, we got two more. NFC North.
Yeah.
Okay.
Detroit.
Detroit.
I think the lines are gonna get better. I don't think they're gonna get worse.
Yeah,
So
I
I got the lines.
I don't see them getting
Detroit.
worse.
Yeah.
That's why I got Detroit.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Now,
if-
golf got to repeat this. I don't know if golf can
That's
repeat.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I don't think he can repeat, so I'm gonna go Packers.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions repeat. I wouldn't be surprised, but it would be cool to see the Packers win though, for sure. Last one, NFC South, man.
Welcome to Atlanta, baby.
All right.
Have you ever been to Atlanta? Welcome to Atlanta.
Hey man, give me the Panthers, baby.
Hey, New Atlanta, baby.
Hey, when all is in field, the Marshes are pointing a bean line at Earth. Give me Eagle dollar.
Give me Iguodala.
But nah, I do got Atlanta though. Atlanta did improve.
I got Kirk Shmoney, man.
But don't
Kirk
be
Cobain.
surprised. Don't be surprised.
One
if
man
Tampa
army
Bay
standing
and
on
Tampa
business.
Bay wins.
One man
it.
army. Keep ain't here no more. I'm standing on business. The Bucks.
You better stand
for
up,
sure.
because y'all lose the Commanders week 1.
Hey, it's great. Hey, he go. Hey, who supposed to be the number 1 pick this year?
So everybody got Atlanta.
I got
Yeah,
Other
I
than
got
Jalen.
Atlanta.
But Atlanta gonna do Atlanta things and blow it.
Yeah,
It's-
Thank you.
But I would say, don't sleep on Buccaneers though. Going for a 4-peat.
Bro, we brought back everybody that we brought back everybody that we needed to. We reloaded.
Yeah, for sure. We hear you. Hey, what? We done. Jeff?
NFC East, Eagles. NFC West, Cardinals. NFC North, Packers. NFC South, Panthers.
The Panthers.
Yeah.
Yep. And this concludes another episode of Halftime with the Playmakers. But before we end off, fellas, let's get our shout out. Sam, start with you, country.
Man, I just want to shout out everybody came back to school healthy, on time. You know, we did our thing. We was down in Atlanta. We showed out for FAMU. And also, again, thank you everybody in this for giving me this opportunity to be where I'm at right now. And I just appreciate you guys every day making me better and better. I appreciate y'all.
You know, you got to thank the good Lord. Also got to thank the guys. Also got to thank your family. Family first, you know. NBA season start October 25th when the Magic tip off against the Brooklyn Nets. But, you know,
Okay, Drake. Okay, Drake, outro. Go, Jay Scott.
I want to thank God. I want to thank you guys. I'm really excited to get started year 2. Shout out to my pops. They got a game tonight. Play Rutgers. You know, go get them, Dad.
Hey man, first off, got to shout out to God. Shout out to y'all boys for welcoming me into Halftime with the Playmakers. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to my mom. Little brother just started 5th grade. Shout out to him. Shout out to Pops. You know what I'm saying? So, and man, also last but certainly not least, shout out to this degree I'm about to get in December.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, I thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Shout out to the guys in the studio, everybody back. Go Dog, go Rockets. Let's have a great school year, fellas. And
Go Mob.
with that being said, this concludes the episode of Halftime with the Playmakers.